The Coinsurries channel is pleased to have you back. A speech regarding technology and international money transfers is delivered by J. Sambier, the United States Department of the Treasury's Undersecretary of International Affairs. The United States Treasury is first on the list. The speaker is being very clear about this. Since March 2022, when the president signed his executive order regarding digital assets, the government has been making efforts to play a supporting role. Its release occurred only a short time ago. So yet, nobody has brought up the idea of reviewing this content. I intend to discuss 3 things today, just so you are aware. Here we lay out what we know so far about the current status of innovation in international payments, the U.S. Treasury's priorities for enhancing cross-border payments, and the most important U.S. goals, values, and interests in this domain. If we want to see international money transfers continue, I think we can all agree that new methods are required. International money transfers are too tedious, expensive, and time-consuming to be practical. This is particularly true in the context of emerging markets and developing economies. People nowadays may not have a solid grasp on the whole cost of sending money abroad due to factors such as bank fees and currency conversion costs. Discrepancies in communication protocols between systems might cause errors and disrupt payment chains, and they may not have any idea how long it will take for payments to go through. Here, we are talking about the traditional system. To mitigate settlement risk, financial institutions may now be asked to hold cash or collateral for multiple days when processing cross-border payments or utilizing specific corridors. Even though the G20 has admitted to these problems, there are still plenty more. Additionally, ATT presented a plan to enhance international money transfers in 2020. The U.S. administration is completely behind this plan. From this point forward, things are going to heat up. The United States administration, however, is ignoring problems and isn't receiving any criticism for it. Sure, I understand. Consider the measures taken by the BRICS nations. The way we pay for goods and services is about to undergo a radical transformation due to numerous new inventions that are presently in development. If the U.S. wants to see more usage of international payment systems, it needs to align its principles and values with them. Participation is mandatory. The G20's interior and exterior. There has been a proliferation of proposals from the public and private sectors to address the challenges of international money transfers. Ripple and Stellar are 2 of the most promising examples of the cutting-edge technologies available today. They both provide instantaneous payments, use distributed ledger technology, and tokenize assets. Financial institutions and other payment service providers are currently investing in and executing system upgrades to improve their system's accessibility, efficiency, transparency, speed, cost, and friendliness to users and the industry as a whole. For instance, different international organizations are moving at different speeds when it comes to implementing the message requirements of ISO 2022. In certain areas where bilateral economic relations are strong, further interlinking is happening. Is the Unified Payments and Interference System (UPI) that the UAE, a member of the BRICS, is attempting to build bilateral links with countries like Singapore and India something you're familiar with? One of the 3 goals of the G20 agenda across all United Nations action areas is the interoperability of payment systems, list of compatible tokens and currency. In addition, some countries are exploring potential future monetary transactions using distributed ledger technology, DLT, based payments and cross-border CBDCs. Features like instant settlement, programmable payments, and cost and payment chain transparency are potential add-ons. In addition, 12 of the 15 ongoing projects at the Bank for International Settlements that are evaluating cross-border payments focus on CBDC use cases. We are familiar with the folks working on the Ripple Task Force for the Bank of International Settlements. As part of public, commercial, and mixed sector initiatives, it continues by explaining that participants are exploring tokenization using the reserves or deposits of their central bank to improve cross-border settlement. Without funding from the government. Having a CBDC would imply that CBDCs are unnecessary. Take a look at what Ripple and Stellar are doing right now. New innovations will require interaction with the legal legacy system for a time. Pardon me, but we are not planning to replace the systems. Rather, our goal is to enhance them. It is critical to resolve the conflicts and issues without delay. Not only that, but there are a plethora of fresh innovations, and various individuals hold varying predictions on the future of money and payment systems. New innovations, such as the Ripple installer, are being proposed and used by startups. Everybody wants things to get better, from individuals to governments. Any country other than the United States and its allies will step up to the plate if they do not. As a last thought, give it one more listen. In order to see these methods adopted by the world's banks, we work closely with our friends and allies. Given the significance of the U.S. currency and U.S. institutions to the economy, it would be irresponsible to eliminate them from the long-standing system of international payments. The Federal Reserve debuted FedNow, a service for immediate retail payments, in July of this year. Soon, the new ISO 2022 communication standard will be put into action. The system also works with other institutions that were once experimental, including the New York Innovation Center, and it is legacy-based. Ripple has been there, as far as anyone can tell. After that comes the private sector's significance. Improving solutions that span international borders is the main focus. There are better incentives for continuous innovation and quicker development timelines in private sector initiatives compared to public sector projects. Finally, there are market infrastructures, the Committee on Payments, and the Financial Action Task Force, all of which are prominent and crucial. To accommodate the current framework, novel techniques and technologies will be necessary if the United States is to remain competitive in the rapidly evolving payment landscape. It would be great if all nations could utilize them. The suggestion that Ripple and Stellar should not be bank-to-bank always brings them to mind. Finally, it is concluded that the short-term objective of the G20 should be to facilitate faster, cheaper, more transparent, and easier cross-border payments. We must immediately begin researching extreme options for encouraging ethical innovation. I've spent some time talking on how Ripple relates to the Federal Reserve. The United States of America is plainly visible to all. Currently, Danielle Dixon is working for Atlantic Council. In a partnership with the Atlantic Council, whose members include key players in government, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, and many more, Stellar, in which we recently discovered that we are the second most traded cryptocurrency in the world, is working. It seems to reason that everyone should be paying close attention this year, what with the impending bull run and the knowledge of EFTPS ETFs. We are on the verge of releasing CBDCs. The availability of XRP and XLM has been confirmed. Is there anything about the most recent system version that is not crystal clear? For the time being, I am available. In the interim, your support in the form of a subscription, like, or comment would be greatly appreciated. Goodbye for now.